Welcome back, friends. It's been a while. Hey, I'm doing good. This is Aaron from GTAO VLOGS. I'm headed down to the river. I'm going to do some sluicing for gold, do some digging, move some rocks, shovel some dirt, run it through the Green Mountain Gold Trap. So this is my follow-up to that last video I did, and excited to be out here again. It's been a while. I'm doing well, and I hope you're all doing well. Been working on a couple other projects lately, so I haven't been getting out that much, but hopefully this will be the start of getting back out more often, getting out more frequently. Both the rivers and the mountains and the deserts. The weather's getting good again for desert work. So should be doing some desert trips pretty soon again, and I'll be doing some more mountain gold prospecting and sluicing, panning, crevicing, things like that. And I'll just take you along and show you how I do and try to keep the videos entertaining. And take care out there. I'll show you what I got here for a rig right now. So I got the Green Mountain Gold Trap wrapped in a blanket here, and you can see I've got the half-barrel sled on a game cart. This is the type of cart that people use for hauling deer or hogs out of the backcountry. And I'm using my cultivator here as a walking stick. And I've got my pans and good heavy rope in there. I've got a come along. I've got my milk crate classifier, a 5-gallon bucket, various other things. I've got a nice bar here, good heavy bar for prying rocks. So I've got all my gear in there. Works pretty great going downhill. The cart almost pulled me down. First part of the hill is pretty steep, but this is pretty nice here. Headed down into the East Fork of the San Gabriel River, east of Los Angeles. And this is quite a massive and beautiful area. And as a matter of fact, people have been coming up here for more than 150 years, finding placer gold in these gravels, and lode gold in the sides of the canyon. Quite a lot of history up here. I've got this nice bank here, which obviously was put here during a massive flood. That's pretty hard pack. Well, I don't know, it's about medium. I got the backpack, my sleeping pad here, and that's my tent. Sleeping bags down in the bottom there. And then there's various items in the backpack. And then here's the game cart and the half-barrel sled. I've got everything down here now. And I did quite a bit of walking around to try and determine the best spot. I was looking for a camping camping area, set up my tent, and I was also looking for proximity to where I'm going to set the sluice up. Looks like I just found something lucky right here. Look at that. Lucky nickel. All right, didn't even bring my detector along. Nice, surface find. All right, so here's where we're at. It's been quite a bit of digging right here along this bank, and I've got a nice flat spot here. It's a pretty flat spot right here where I can set my tent up. And right now it's in the afternoon, but I'm already in, because of the shape of the canyon, I'm already in the complete shade, which is pretty nice. It's pretty hot earlier, but here is the area to be digging. My plan is to start right about in here. Start classifying with the big classifier. Just start classifying. I'll use my cultivator and just start gathering material into right down here to where I'll have the sled, and then I can drag the sled over, or maybe I'll even keep it on the wheels. Maybe drag the sled on the wheels right over here. I can park it, and then I can have the sluice set up right here. So that's the plan for the time being. I'm going to get those things set up. All right, I've got all the gear in place. I'll show you around a little bit here, but I did some searching around and I found, I think, the best spot, combination of a decent place to camp, pretty out in the open. I'm pretty exposed here, but I think it should be fine. So I got a decent place to set up my tent, and it's not too far from where I'm going to be digging, and the digging's not too far from where the sluicing is. So I'm going to get things put in place here a little bit, and hopefully I'll get that sluice set up in a good position and start running some dirt here, and just sort of get things set up. So I'll give you an update later. Take care. Backpack, and you can see I got the shelter up. So I got a pretty nice roomy tent, plenty of room, and there's a rain fly in here, but I checked the weather and it should be real clear. No chance of rain for 4 or 5 days anyway. So at least now I got this all set up, and on to other things now. I've got the camp pretty much set up. I got my things spread out a little bit, and I got the game cart unloaded, and some tools over by the dig area now. I've got my water filter set up. I got my water filter. It's hanging in the tree right there. So I've got some beautiful water for drinking, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and set the Green Mountain Gold Trap up, and it's pretty great position really. I'll be able to pretty easily dig. My intention was to dig in the dry earth. My intention was not to dig in the river, so it's pretty perfect. I'll be digging in the bank and using the sled. For starters, I'm going to use it on the game cart and see how that works. I might put it I might take it off the game cart and use it as a sled, but I'll be using the milk crate and the half barrel digging, feeding into the Green Mountain Gold Trap. So I'm going to go show you how I set that up, and we'll see how it goes. I've got some rocks to move, and I'm going to start running this material that's right in this area here. So I've got my digging tools set. I've got the half barrel with the milk crate in it for a classifier. I think that's going to work out pretty well, because I can, if it doesn't work out on the game cart, I like it because it's higher. I don't have to get down on my knees to classify. But I'll be taking the game cart over and pulling it right over here. Probably move a couple of these rocks out of the way. And in the meantime, the sluice is going to be right here. I got it in a pretty good position, running top to bottom. I got a pretty good angle on it, but I had to do a little bit of damming up. I had to do a little bit of building up the dam a little bit more to get the flow higher, because as you saw when I first had it in there, the water coming into the skid plate up here was only about 1/3 of the way up. So now it looks really good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to classify some dirt and throw a few shovelfuls, just see how it runs. I've got a little runway cleared out for the cart with the classifier. Here I got, you know, pretty close to half of a tub using the milk crate. I just started right in here, and I'll be tossing a lot of rocks in the next day or so. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, yeah, real easy. Really makes for a nice material. All right, that is working like a champ. Loving that. I got to kind of cut it short here because the battery's getting low. But you can see already there's a mound here, my tailings, so I'm going to continually be kicking those tailings out, which is fine with me. But you can see I got a pretty good setup here. Shoveling right in. And we zoom in here, you can see that fluidization, keeping that material fluid in there. How nice. It was cleaning it out as fast as I was shoveling it, pretty much. I mean, I kind of had to slow down a little bit, but all right, so Sluice is set up in a good situation for tomorrow, and I got all my camp set up, plenty of digging right there, probably for the next year. So that's all for now. We're gonna charge my battery and probably make something to eat here, and we'll start out again in the morning. All right, have a good one, everybody. Hope you're all doing really well. Sun's coming up, coffee's brewing, there's the river, here's the dig area. It's a very beautiful place. Show you where I'm at here. Right up here is the end of the road. This is the parking area for the East Fork of the San Gabriel River. And actually, people park all the way along the road. But that's the end of the road. That's where there's a restroom up there. And 5-mile hike up that way is a well-known destination called the Bridge to Nowhere, and everywhere in between there's gold. I know there's a whole bunch of people who come up here regularly, and they do quite well, and they know what they're doing, and they know where to look, and they work really hard too. I've seen some incredible work put in by some of these miners up here. A fresh cup of Joe. All right, welcome back. Good morning. I've got my coffee made, had a good night's sleep, getting ready to shed some of these layers here and get started. Just gonna start running material through the Green Mountain Gold Trap. All right, quick update. Morning of day 2. Just want to show you what I've been doing here so far, and I took the sluice out last night, so I've got the sluice set up again. Just going to show you what's going on right now. All right, so you can see what I've been doing this morning is I've been sort of prepping the area and de-rocking the larger cobblestones and the smaller cobbles, and I'm making the area, I'm sort of cleaning out the larger rocks from where the cultivator is here over to that big boulder. And I've been tossing the bigger stones, and I've been using the cultivator to rake out the oversize to get them out of the way. I don't have to handle them now. I don't have to shovel them as much that way. And I'm exposing these larger buried boulders down in here. I'll be exposing those more today. And then also the bank is going to be coming down, and I'll be bringing the bank down so I can get more material to run. I also made this walkway a little bit nicer so that it's not treacherous, because I'll be going back and forth right through here. The cart with the half barrel is working out really well. I've got a little runway to bring the cart down and park it right on those rocks and feed the sluice. What I wanted to show you a couple things real quick with the Green Mountain Gold Trap is a few things to note. One is you can take a couple large rocks like this. Because of the shape of the Green Mountain Gold Trap, you can take a couple large rocks and wedge them on either side, and that locks the trap in place. And then secondly, down here where the tailings are going to accumulate, you can reach down here and you can pull out these rocks to sort of clear out a better area here. And the other observation I had with the Green Mountain Gold Trap is just how nice it is to use. You can see it's kind of like looking through a glass bottom boat. You've got it in position, the beautiful water's coming in, it's clear, it's fresh, it's clean from the mountains, it's coming down, and you can just see the rocks underneath there. I did not anticipate that, but it's just nice. It's a nice, aesthetically pleasing unit in that respect. fluid bed down here. It's definitely holding some material. So I'm going to go ahead and do the clean out of the gold trap now. So you can see it's actually very little material that's still in the trap. Those are all the ultra heavies. That's all the heavy black sands, the heavier stones, any lead, any gold. Those are all the heavies that weren't kicked out because of the fluid bed action. That's it. It's all cleaned out. Hopper back in. Put the pin back in. Ready to go again. Hey, I can see gold already. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I got another pan. I was using this pan to block off the sluice flow. Well, there we go. Some nice California gold. Right there. That piece has some dimension to it right there. A couple little yeah, some of those have a little bit, I can feel them underneath my finger, you know, they got a little dimension to them. Hey, that's pretty nice. So you can see there's some there's a little piece of lead in there, a little piece of, I can see some needlepoint gold. I can see some little, you know, tip of a needle. Those are probably 150 mesh. I'm going to get the snuffer bottle and get all that. I'm going to take all this in. I'll snuffer all that up. Here's that little piece of some kind of lead wire. Anyway, what's all that add up to? You know, I think I'd be lucky if it's 1/4 of a gram. Maybe 1/5 of a gram. Anyway, I'm pleased with that. This is my first time back out in a while. And that's nice. That's nice to see. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. I'm gonna eat some lunch, then I'm gonna run some more dirt, and I'll check in later. Woo! Hello again. Green Mountain Gold Trap is the first official sponsor of the GTAO Vlogs channel. And I just wanted to say a big thank you to Joseph and his family back in Vermont, United States. Green Mountain Gold Traps are made in the USA, and it's patent pending. So Joseph's got the entrepreneurial spirit, and he's working real hard to get the word out about these gold traps. I really enjoy using it. I'm glad to be out here again today. Feels good. I also wanted to make a note that we're certainly looking for other sponsors, merchandise sponsors, dry washing equipment sponsors, metal detecting equipment sponsors, and we'd like to showcase some of the sponsors' merchandise in this vlog series. So I also plan on doing meteorite hunting, underwater metal detecting, beach metal detecting, shallow water metal detecting. Definitely going to be doing some more dry washing and working out in the deserts, and also some high banking. So if you're interested and you want to be a partial sponsor or sponsor a couple videos for the channel, look down in the description. You can get a link to my website, and there's an email address there. I'll put the email address up on the screen here too, but we're certainly looking for sponsors. And also I wanted to once again thank the supporters, thank the Patreon patrons of the channel, and I'd like to thank all the people who buy pay dirts and concentrates on my website, also on eBay and on Etsy. I've got a shop on Etsy, has a lot of different merchandise, not just pay dirts and concentrates, but on eBay I just have pay dirts and concentrates. And anyway, all the support helps. Sure do appreciate it. And all right, back to work for me. All right, hey, Aaron from GTAO VLOGS, getting ready for a little bit of lunch here. Just wanted to show you a couple things, what I'm getting ready to prepare. You can see in the background there I've got a gravity water filter. Works great. I've been drinking some beautiful river water here, filtered. And I want to show you a couple things. I'm going to turn the camera around. All right, I'm getting ready to cook a little bit of lunch. I'll show you what I'm making. Yesterday I brought up some sausages and some cheese, and until just about now this was in the shade and the water's pretty darn cold. So what I did was I put my cheese and my sausages in the pan here in the water, make kind of like a little refrigerator so they stay nice and cold. So I'm going to be making some sausages for lunch, a little bit of cheese to add to the top. But I just thought I'd show that to you because it's pretty warm out here in the, outside, but that water is pretty darn cold. So I thought I'd use that as a little bit of a refrigeration issue. And I'm going to make some sausages here in just a moment. Also, I'm heating up a can of spinach, and if you have a stove that you can get a real low flame, you can put a can right on the stove like I'm doing now, but you want to open the can. Just open the can and put it on a real low flame, and you can heat up your chili or your spinach or whatever you got. Last night I heated up some mixed vegetables and some corned beef, and it was pretty darn good. So anyway, I'm gonna have some spinach and I'm gonna have a little bit of sausage for lunch here. So I'll show you in just a minute. I gotta get my hand free. All right, we are back. I had to get my hand free. Take a look here. And you can see that's getting nice and hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off the stove. Just set it over here. It'll continue to, the heat will continue to disperse throughout the can pretty well. And I have some Hoffy brand original hot smoked sausage, made with all kinds of scary stuff we don't really want to know about, and pork, chicken, and beef added. Get that on put that on the fire and turn it up a little bit, crank it up. So I don't often in my past videos haven't really shown you the culinary delights that I have out here in the field, but you know, I try to eat pretty well, drink clean water. Maybe I'll have sometimes I bring along tea bags and make some tea, some sun tea. Anyway, I've got some string cheese and some sausages here to cook up. So I'm gonna have some sausages and some spinach. Check that out. Yeah, and some water. And then I'll get back to digging. I wanted to show you one other thing here. If you can all bear with me a moment, when you're going out to the parks, going out to the beaches or the forest, when you think about going out to those places, think about putting a Ziploc baggie in your pocket. Give your kids each a Ziploc. You can put it in their pocket. You see, these are little bits of wrappers and things that I found, or that were actually from me so far, and a little piece of fake jewelry that I found out here. But if we all went out, and when you were going to go to a park or the forest or the beach, if out of habit you thought, oh hey, let's give each of the kids, let's take ourselves out a Ziploc baggie and keep it in your pocket. That way, stuff like this and that and this, and I mean, goodness, look at, there's a wrapper, there's another wrapper, there's another wrapper, there's some piece of plastic. You get the idea. If we instill some of these habits in our children and our friends, and then it'll help, you know. Down below the video there's a description area, a bunch of different ways you can support the channel, and also if you don't mind, please leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thanks very much, everybody. There's my tent up there, and beautiful river. So after lunch I'll get back to digging, and I'll touch back and we'll see how we're doing. Here's where I'm leaving the hole. I'm not going to cave it in any more than it already has. I've caved it in and I've de-rocked it. I ran the undersize, and you can see I accumulated quite a more of a pile here and over there and down in here, and I made a step over here. So I'm going to leave it where it is now, and I've got another half barrel to run. It's a total so far about 5 full barrels, and if that barrel was full, if it was not a half barrel, if it was a full barrel, I believe it's a 30 gallon, so that's a about 6 buckets per full barrel. So I'm probably, you know, in the neighborhood of 28 to 32 buckets, 5-gallon buckets, if I were to measure it out with 5-gallon buckets. Let's just say 35-gallon buckets that I've dug out of here today. Did a little bit last night, but not much last night. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and run this last half barrel here, and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, gonna do the last cleanup here. I've got the whole Greenhorn Mountain Gold Trap set up so you can see how I'm gonna block the water in the front end and then take the trap out, clean it out in a gold pan. This is only about 1/3 of the material that I did earlier today, but let's see what happens.
Let me go ahead up here and block the flow into the tubes. I guess I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to block the top or the tubes, but anyway, I got both of them blocked off pretty much. Go ahead and pull the pin. Pull the trap out. And you can see there's not a whole lot of material in here, but I can see gold in there. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh, you can see that. Can you see that gold in there? Let's see. Where the heck are you? There's not a lot of material in here. But I can see yellow down in the bottom. Wow, that is neat. All right, let me get it in the pan. There's gold. There's gold in the pan. And it's small and tiny. That's good though. All right, let me put the trap back in. Get some vegetation on here. Line it up, pop it right back in, put the pin back, get my second pan. That's pretty nice. Wow. I'm going to get some of the bigger rocks out. Well, that's from about 10 buckets. Like I said, that's from about 10 buckets. Placer gold. Different sizes. Yeah, look pretty flat. Oh, we got some floaters. There you go. All right, well, thanks to the Green Mountain Gold Trap, you can see there's some lead. Oh, you can see that or not, there's some lead in there too, which makes sense. Some pretty tiny gold was captured. You know, and I was feeding it pretty fast. So what I'm going to do is, well, it's great to be out again. Hopefully my next video will be coming quicker than it took me to get this one out. What I'm going to do is sniffer that up. Go through it more carefully back home. Well, that's probably about the best I've ever done on the East Fork of the San Gabriel River. Probably ran about 30 buckets, and now it's all in there. 30 buckets concentrated down to about a teaspoon of super concentrates. All right, probably a little bit more later, not sure. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Joseph and Green Mountain Gold Trap. Have a good one, everybody, and take care out there.